Hello, everyone. This is unbelievable. This is our 5th year, and I'm so proud of each and every one of you for coming and attending and supporting us throughout the years. It's wonderful to see everybody's faces, and our gratitude and thanks are beyond your imagination. So thank you. I just want to say, really, I really appreciate your support, whether you are a store owner operator, whether you're an SFS employee, whether you're a district manager, and also our vendors and partners throughout the years. They've never disappointed us, and that's part of the reason that we're here. So I thank you all for all your supports throughout the years. So it's really important for everybody's support that's been helping us throughout the years. Thanks.
Ladies and gentlemen, first of all, I'd like you to thank for joining us this evening. Without your attendance, without your contribution, this event couldn't be possible. And I know my team are volunteers who run this charity. They've been working for the last 5 years. They're all volunteer work. And I want to thank them to work hard to make this charity successful. And I just want to assure you, any dollar you donate to this charity is go to the needy family. So I just want to thank you for all the people, all the friends who donated us or donated for this charity. And I expect for years they'll be helping us, year to come they'll be helping us, and I would like you to enjoy this evening, and I'll give Mike back to Hamid. Thank you very much.
My fellow board members for their really, really hard work throughout the years, especially preparing for this function. First, I'd like to thank Mrs. Schroeder, our treasurer, and Mrs. Lasmore, our director. Now, besides the board of directors I have, this year we were lucky enough to have 4 really wonderful volunteers that really helped us a lot. And I would like to call them up to the stage and basically thank them for what they did, because without their work behind the scenes, this wouldn't have been possible. Miriam, please, from HR department, if you could come up here, please. This event happened. I thank them from the bottom of my heart, and I know they have your support and appreciation. Thank you, ladies. Thank you so much.
Suffering from serious diseases such as cancer, autism, multiple sclerosis, diabetes, and our intent is to remove at least one stress from many worries of these families that they have to endure on a daily basis. Now, over the past 5 years, Sam's Children has helped 350 different families. So let's have a nice round of applause, everybody here in this room, because if it weren't for you, none of this would really be possible.
name is Chris Murphy, and I have the honor and pleasure to be one of Connecticut's 2 United States Senators. I know that at previous events you've been visited by my great friend and colleague, Senator Richard Blumenthal. We're a team working on behalf of Connecticut. But I am just so inspired by this turnout, so inspired by the work that the Sam's Children's Charity does. Naeem and his family have been friends of mine really since I first decided to get into politics. There's actually a number of people in this room, Saud Anwar, many others, who adopted me in many ways when I first decided that I wanted to represent Connecticut in the House of Representatives. And so in a lot of ways this is coming back home for me, and when Naeem asked me to be here tonight to say a few words, I jumped at the opportunity. I want to tell you a little bit about some of the work that I do. Most of the focus on those of us that serve in Washington is on the votes that we cast when we're in Congress, on the floor of the Senate, the debates that we're a part of. And we're part of many, many big momentous debates. We just, as you know, finished up debating this new agreement with Iran. But just as much of our work is dealing with normal, average, everyday people here in Connecticut who are having problems. Problems getting their Social Security benefits, problems getting their veterans' pensions, but often problems with people who have a sick loved one who simply can't make ends meet. They are absolutely broken, and they don't know who else to call. So they call their senator or their representative, trying to get some help, to pressure their insurance company for reimbursement, to find someone who will help make that connection that will keep their budget alive. Now, we did something really important years ago, back in 2009, when we passed a healthcare reform law that has at its foundation a simple premise that if you live in the most affluent country in the world, the United States of America, you should be able to get healthcare, no matter how much money you make, no matter your standing in life. And so that means that everybody in this country now has access for the first time in our country's history to affordable health care insurance. But that's only part of the story. When you get struck with a debilitating disease for a loved one, for a child, yes, it's good to know that you're going to get your hospital bills paid, but you still have to pay money out of pocket, and all of the other costs just continue to pile up. More and more of your income goes into taking care of those medical bills, less and less can go for just everything else that you need. And I'm a big believer, as someone who has lived through a lot of tough illnesses in my family, that there is a connection between what's going on in your brain and what's going on in your body. That if your mind is healthy, then your body has a much greater chance of being healthy. And so for those families that are gripped by these illnesses, by whether it be cancer or autism or MS, if their entire household is weighed down by the recognition that they can't pay the rent any longer, that they're not sure how they're going to be able to put food on the table because so much money and attention is going to taking care of a sick child. And remember, many of these families have to quit their work in order to take care of their child. The insurance is great, but because the child needs so much help, they quit their job and they lose their income. So when they're worrying about all these things, that is a sickness in and of itself. It makes it hard to recover if there is stress surrounding that child, if there's stress surrounding that loved one. And that's where Sam's Charity comes in. That's where your generosity comes in. You are not just relieving the stress of the family, you're not just making them healthier in the mind, you're actually contributing to the recovery of that sick individual as well. Because when they're in a healthy household, they're much more likely to recover as well. And so in a lot of ways, I don't think you can calculate the good that this charitable cause has done. Because it's not just in money given, money saved, it could be actually in lives saved. And one of the reasons why I really want to be here tonight is because I also think this is much bigger and broader in terms of the precedent that Naeem and his family and the leadership team has set. This company has done well, and it has allowed for the people that established it and built it and run it to do well. And there are a lot of people who do well, make a success in life, and just keep it for themselves. And there are others, like the Khalid family, that decide to give it back, that decide to return what they've been given by this country and give it back to others. And that example that you're setting here, tonight and every day that you do these good charitable works, that has a multiplier effect, that has a ripple effect, because other people do well then. Other people start a company or a small business that grows into a medium-sized company or a big business, and they say to themselves, well, I saw what Naeem and his family did when they made it. And so I have an expectation that I should do the same thing as well.
Let's hear it for the very talented Miss Claudia. Hold on, ladies, stay out here. We have one of our... Very. How many times a week do you belly dance?
Just on Mondays and Thursdays.
That's the part. Alright, Jerry, you ready? Alright, so let's start with an Omi. You're going to circle your hips. Everyone put your hands together. Go ahead, now come around. And everybody's favorite, the shimmy. Shake, 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 shake. There you go. Awesome. shoulders. And the last one, snake arms. Let's hear it from.
Let's give Tracy a nice round of applause, by the way. All right, we're doing big things here tonight. If you would like to make a donation but don't feel comfortable coming up here on stage, feel free to visit Tracy or anybody else with a name tag up here on stage so that we can get you, so that you can donate how you would like to. So without further ado, we have a very special guest. She's very talented. We're gonna welcome her up here on stage. Let's have a nice round of applause for Afat Jabin.